In 1945, a simple toy captivated America. The Slinky, a spring that walks downstairs, became an iconic success. But behind this playful marvel lies a story of resilience, determination, and one woman's fight to keep a dream alive. When her husband abandoned the company and their family, Betty James faced a choice: let the Slinky fade into obscurity or risk everything to save it. This is the untold story of how a single mother defied the odds, rescued an American icon from the brink of disaster, while transforming challenges into triumphs and a novelty into an enduring legacy. This is the story of Betty James, the woman who saved the Slinky.
It's Slinky, for fun it's the best of the toys. It's Slinky, the favorite of girls and boys.
Join us on this journey as we unravel the untold hardships and relentless spirit of the woman who redefined the Slinky and forever changed the course of toy history. We all know that signature sound. That mesmerizing metal coil that walks downstairs alone or in pairs. But behind this beloved toy lies a story of betrayal, determination, and redemption. In 1945, naval engineer Richard James accidentally knocked over some springs he was working with. As they walked across his table, a $1 million idea was born. Their passion fueled long nights spent sculpting and testing, but the road was rough. Despite their enthusiasm, Richard faced skepticism from toy manufacturers. The world was still recovering from war, and market conditions were uncertain. He borrowed $500, which is close to $9,000 today, to pay for a local machine shop to make his first batch of Slinkies. The Slinky's unique design and functionality made it stand out from other toys, but it was still a hard sell. Many retailers were skeptical, and some even thought it was a bit too strange.
When we first had Slinky, we would go out and try to show people, but you know, a Slinky just sitting there isn't terribly exciting because you don't know what it does. So we tried, and they said no, they weren't interested.
It appeared that they might have to give up on the concept after their first attempts to sell the toy failed. It was at the height of the Christmas season in 1945 when a manager at the Gimbel's department store allowed Richard to set up a demonstration and try to sell some of the 400 Slinkies he and Betty made. After Richard showed off the toy in the store's toy department that evening, the entire stock was sold out in an hour and a half. The Slinky was an instant success. The simple yet mesmerizing nature of the toy captured the hearts of children and adults alike. In 1946, Richard and his wife, Betty, established the James Industries Company to mass-produce the Slinky. By the end of the 1940s, the Slinky was becoming a household name. Together, they turned this simple steel coil into a phenomenon. The Slinky's initial success was phenomenal. But behind the scenes, a different kind of drama unfolded. Richard, a brilliant but flawed inventor, was unpredictable. His business decisions were as erratic as the Slinky itself. By the early 1950s, Richard grew dissatisfied with his monetary prosperity and eventually joined an evangelical Christian sect that Betty considered to be a cult. He started hanging around with people in the cult Betty didn't trust, going to revival gatherings and giving the organization substantial sums of money. He was funneling a big chunk of the company's profits to this group, and Betty was not happy.
We were in great debt because he had given so much money to this group and even some of our equipment, and we were almost bankrupt.
In 1960, he made the decision to divorce Betty and abandon his family and the company, moving to Bolivia to join the religious order. He left Betty with not just 6 children to raise alone, but also a company drowning in debt and mismanagement. Many would have given up, but Betty James wasn't most people.
In 1960, my husband told us he was going to South America, and he asked me whether I wanted to run the business or sell it. Well, I had 6 reasons why I wanted to run it, all being children.
With no business experience but plenty of determination, Betty took control. She moved the company from Philadelphia to Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania, mortgaged her house, and worked tirelessly to keep Slinky alive. Her business savvy proved remarkable. She kept the Slinky's price low, under $1 for decades, making it accessible to all families. She expanded the line with new products like Slinky Dog and Slinky Pets. And perhaps most importantly, she understood what made Slinky special: its simplicity. They've been used by teachers to demonstrate wave physics, by NASA in zero-gravity experiments, and by generations of children simply having fun. But something truly magical happened in 1995. A little company called Pixar was making their first full-length animated movie, Toy Story. They wanted to feature classic toys that families would recognize, and Slinky Dog made the cut. The movie introduced Slinky to a whole new generation. Then in 2018, something even more incredible happened. Disney Imagineers took the humble spring toy and turned it into a thrilling roller coaster called Slinky Dog Dash at Disney World's Toy Story Land. Imagine that, from a spring that fell off a desk to a theme park attraction that brings joy to thousands of families every day. Under Betty's leadership, Slinky didn't just survive, it thrived. By the time she sold the company in 1998, over 300 million Slinkies had been sold worldwide. Betty James transformed from an abandoned housewife into a legendary businesswoman, inducted into the Toy Industry Hall of Fame in 2001. The Slinky expanded into a variety of shapes, sizes, colors, materials, and designs. In addition, the Slinky has also been featured in other films, television series, and even has its own postage stamp. It was also inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame.
I'll open it. It's a Slinky. Remember? Huh? A walks downstairs, a loner in pairs, everyone knows it. Just a big spring.
Isn't this incredible? It's gonna be some kind of a record! Everyone loves a Slinky. You gotta get a Slinky, Slinky, Slinky. Go, Slinky, go!
Today, Slinkies are still manufactured in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania, using the same machines Betty James used. Each coil serves as a reminder that sometimes life's greatest challenges can lead to our greatest triumphs. The next time you see a Slinky walk downstairs, remember Betty James, the woman who turned betrayal into triumph and kept an American icon alive through sheer determination. Thank you for making it this far into the video. We hope you enjoyed it. It's our first video, so please help us by clicking on the subscribe button. You can also ring the bell to be notified once we release our future films. Your engagement provides the motivational support to help us continue this journey. While you are here, check out Joshua Jacobs. Since 2016, he has been performing and teaching spring manipulation as Slinky Josh. He has appeared on many television shows and has accrued over 1 million followers on both TikTok and YouTube.